Hello students, welcome back to the Pioneer Academy, and from today onward we are starting out the last topic of Newton laws of motion, that's friction force. Okay, it's a little big topic, so I have taken it as a separate chapter for you. And so far already we have learned the weight, the normal reactions, the spring force, tension force, then the equilibrium, Lami's theorems, all these things we have learned already. So last force we are learning, that's called friction force. Okay, yes. So how this friction happens, let's talk. When one body is moving on other body, is moving or trying to move or even place stationary, right? Yeah, then the friction force will arise, right? And why this friction force happens? Generally, in general language, we used to say like because of the roughness of the surface, right? Due to roughness of the surface, the interlocking happens. But that not the right way to say. Okay, I'm writing here. Old view means how we used to say is what due to what interlocking. Means there is roughness in the two surfaces, so they are locked, interlocked. Their soft surfaces. So we say that there is a friction force. No, this is what wrong. Correct way to say friction happens. This happens due to what? Interatomic molecular attraction. Okay, interatomic molecular attraction. Yeah, this is the main correct reason to explain why friction is happening between two bodies when they are trying to move or they are moving on each other, right? So there is a relative motion between two bodies, then friction force will come. So it's not happening due to because of that roughness. Okay, that's not correct reason. It's not interlocking. Is what due to what? Interatomic molecular attraction. This force happens. Okay, yes. Okay, so what are the important properties of this force? First, this is always a retarding force. Retarding force, correct. This always try to what? Stop the body, correct? Na? What does the friction force do? It always trying to stop our moving bodies, right? Yes, so it's always a retarding force, correct? Yes. Then force, this friction force depends on area of contact, correct? How much area we are in contact depends upon what? That also, right? Okay, so let's talk some general knowledge first here. Friction we say broadly 2-3 types. 3 types we'll talk friction, and what these 3 types? One is called static friction, okay. One is called limiting friction. Then third is called what? Kinetic, dynamic, or people call it sliding. Many names are there. Friction. So broadly we say these 3 types, right? Okay, let's understand them one by one. What is static friction? This friction will happen when body is not moving, correct? Body is what? Stationary. This happens when body is stationary with respect to the surface or other body, right? Suppose what happens, you put a block on this surface, okay, of mass m, and you are applying some force here, F. Suppose this force is very small. Small means this body will not move, correct? No? Yes. So in that case, what force is acting at this point? That's called what? Static friction, F as we call, okay? Yes. Static friction is acting here, which is trying to stop this body. So what's the important property about this static friction? Okay, yes, this static friction is simply equal to what? How much force we apply, correct? In case of static friction means unless the body doesn't move, the friction applied is called what? Static friction, which is value is how much? It's always equal to how much external force we apply, correct? Na? So what magnitude of static friction, right, is always equal, and magnitude is equal, okay, equal, and direction is opposite, okay, direction is opposite to the applied external force. Simply your Fs is nothing but what? Simply what? How much force you are applying, that's all. You apply here 1 Newton, then static friction will be what? 1 Newton. You apply 10 Newton, the static friction also becomes what? 10 Newton. This will happen till this body start moving. Okay. Yeah. So this force is also called self-adjusting force. Why? Because value of friction force is simply equal to the force applied. You are changing this external force, at the same time your friction force value will be changed. Right, you apply 1 Newton, that also 1 Newton, you apply 5 Newton, that also become 5 Newton, you apply 100 Newton, that also what? 100 Newton, till the body moves. Correct. So this is called static friction, is also called static friction, is also called self-adjusting force. Self-adjusting force. Why we calling self-adjusting? Because value is automatically getting what? Adjusted, right? Yes. Okay. Now, as I said that this friction force depends on what? Area of contact, right? Yes. So in this case also depends on area of contact. Okay. Let's talk about this. What is the limiting friction? This is simply your maximum static friction. Other word, what you can say is maximum static friction. So when you are applying small force here, your body is not moving, right? Yes. Then what happens when you keep increasing this force? At some point the body just start moving, correct? Na? So the moment when the body just start moving, that the maximum friction act on that body, that's called what? Limiting friction. So this happens when body is about to start or about to set in motion, right? Yes. When a body start moving, it get a jerk, right? So that moment, that friction is called what? Limiting friction. So this is your maximum friction, right? Or you call maximum static friction also, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see the third type. What happens here? Once the body is set in motion, body started moving, correct? Na? The friction, that is called what? Your static friction. When body is in motion, the friction acting is called what? Static friction, right? Yes. Now here I told you, sorry, we are talking about kinetic. Here I said that static friction is called self-adjusting force, because magnitude will be simply equal to how much external force you are applying. But this doesn't happen what here. Once the body start in motion, it started moving, the frictional force becomes what? Constant, correct? Na? Yes. So frictional force is what? Constant. Here it does not depend on how much external force you are applying, correct? Na? So how much we give? Okay. Let's talk about here. Suppose you want to write a formula for static friction. How you write? You write like static friction is called coefficient of static friction into it should not write like this. Okay, leave it. We should write it here. So you want to write a formula. What is the static friction? Kinetic frictional force. What is the answer? AFK I am writing is equal to mu k into what? N. That's a simple formula. So mu k is called coefficient of static friction or dynamic friction. Like in this case, you call what is dynamic or kinetic. If you talk about that case, then you call what? Static. Means you write like F static is equal to what? Mu static into what? N. Like this way you will call, right? And here you call like this way, okay? Yes. Or you want to write limiting case, then say limiting frictional force is what? Mu limiting into what? N. Same way you say. Correct. Now, what is the difference between again these two guys? I said here this frictional force is always constant. Sorry, this is a what? Self-adjusting, because value will be same as what? External force we are applying. You are changing this value, the static frictional force will also change. But here it remains always constant. Frictional force is what? Constant, does not depend on your external force applied once the body start moving. So this is a formula. Yes. Kinetic frictional force is simply equal to what? Mu k. It's called coefficient of kinetic or dynamic friction. Okay, kinetic friction. It's a constant, we know. Yes, N is the normal reaction. Yes, normal reaction. So we see that in real, this force, static friction force, this does not depends on what? Normal reaction, but this depends on what? Normal reaction. We will see in the cases. Oh, suppose I want to draw this in terms of a graph, then how it will look? Let's draw a graph here. Okay. So what I do, on this side I write what? Frictional force, F. Frictional force. This side is what I write? External force. F. There is a body on which you are applying external force, then how the frictional force on that body will vary, that you have to draw. So when external force is 0, the frictional force means it will be static friction, that's what 0. You keep increasing your value, first the body will not move unless you apply some force. So your frictional force is called static frictional force will keep increasing with external force because they are proportional, they are just equal only, right? Yes, you applied 1 Newton, the frictional force also 1 Newton, you applied 10 Newton, that also become 10 Newton. So it's a directly proportional straight line. Then when this body is about to set in motion, you will get a jerk here, right? Yes. So up to you say point A to A, like O to A, this is what your static friction. Okay, yes. And your point B is called what? Limiting friction. Limiting friction, which is the maximum friction we have. Okay. Then once the body start in motion, this friction little reduce and becomes what? Constant. From C to this D region, C to D, this is what your kinetic or dynamic friction. Okay. Yes. It becomes what? Constant. So three part of this graph, O to A, this represent what? Your static friction, which is directly proportional to what? The external force applied. And point B is your maximum static friction, also called what? Limiting friction, right? Yes. At this point, after this point, the body start moving, correct? It's set in motion. So the frictional force is little reduced here and becomes constant. So that's called what? A kinetic or dynamic friction, right? Okay, now we are talking about few definitions, okay? First is called angle of repose, correct? There are two angles which are exactly same only, but we have to understand their definition. So what is angle of repose? What is this? Suppose you have inclined surface, this type of inclined surface, correct? You put a body on this incline here of mass m, right? This angle, some angle. What you do? Like you put a body on a surface, now keep increasing this angle, okay? 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, 50 degree, some angle, right? You keep increasing this angle, angle of incline. Then at some angle, this body just starts sliding downward, correct? Na? It will remain stationary. Then at some angle, when you keep increasing your angle, at some point, at some angle, this body will just slide down. So that angle is called what? Angle of repose. This angle is called what? Angle of repose. Is the angle of inclined surface at which the body just slides down, correct? What is this angle of repose? Is the angle at which a body placed on inclined surface just starts sliding downwards. So that angle is called angle of repose. Now you want to calculate what is the value of this angle. So it's simple, look here, this is your mg plus right force acting here, correct? And this angle is always what? This angle only, theta, we will talk about this also. So this component is called mg cos theta and this is called mg sin theta, right? Yeah. Okay, why this body was not sliding? So far, like in previous chapter, we never said anything about what friction and did all problem without friction. Now in every question there will be friction. Okay, yes. So this was not sliding down because of friction force was there. This body is trying to slide down, then friction force is acting what? Upward, Fs like this. Okay, this is a frictional force. Correct. So friction force are trying to stop this. Then we keep increasing at this angle, then this mg becomes bigger because sin theta is increasing. So at some point this force becomes more than what? Frictional. Then the body starts sliding down, right? Yes. So what I am saying is this. Okay, this we know. Now let's write the equation here. Okay, that's a normal reaction n. So if we see here, n will be equal to what? Mg cos theta, right? And frictional force is equal to what? Mg sin theta. Equation 2, equation 1. Let's divide them. So when divide them, what will get? 2 by 1 we doing? 2 by 1. We will got tan theta is equal to what? F by what? N. Correct? Yes, F by N. And F already I told you. What is F? Mu into what? N. So this become mu into N by what? N. This got cancelled. So tan theta is simply equal to what? Mu, coefficient of the friction. So angle of repose, tan theta is simply equal to what? Mu. Or one more angle will talk, it will be same to this, correct. Let's define that also. So this is simple to understand that this angle of incline at which the body just starts sliding downward, okay. Yes. So tan theta, tan of this angle is simply equal to what? Coefficient of the friction mu, okay. Yes. Second is called angle of friction. Numerically these both things are same only. Let's call some name alpha or beta something, okay. Yes. Numerically this and this thing will be same, but definitions are different, so we are learning them. What is this? Suppose, let me draw a picture, then I will explain what the definition. Suppose the body is placed on a surface here. What force are acting? mg downward, correct. Suppose you have applied force in this direction, so friction force will act in what? That direction. That's what your friction force Fr, and this is what your normal reaction N, correct. Then what you do? First you take the sum of these two forces, what? Frictional force and what? Normal reaction. This is called total contact force. Let me write somewhere. Total contact force. What is total contact force in case of friction? Sum of the normal reaction and frictional force. This is nothing but what? Vector sum, you should write always. Vector sum of normal reaction and friction force. This is called what? Your total contact force in case of friction, right? So you take sum of these two forces, means this force and this force, you get a resultant force somewhere. Let's say this is your resultant force, okay, correct. Let's call it Fr, resultant. So suppose in this case you have to answer the total contact force. You know what will be the answer? These are two forces, this and this, acting at what? 90 degree to each other. So vector sum, writing root h square b square plus 2b cos 90. So simply answer become root h square b square means what? N square plus what? Fr square. That's your total contact force. This is called, okay. So what is the definition of here? Angle of friction. This angle is called what? Angle of friction. What is angle? That angle. So this angle is simply between what? The total contact force, which is sum of these two, and the normal reaction. Correct. So this angle is called what? Angle of the friction. So I am writing definition of this angle of friction now here. Is angle between what? The normal reaction, and total contact force, right? And this total contact force is nothing but what? Sum of what? Normal reaction and what? Frictional force. Normal reaction and what? Normal reaction and frictional force. So it's easy to understand from picture here that this angle between normal reaction and sum of these two, frictional force and normal reaction, that's we calling Fr. This is called what? Simply your angle of friction, correct. And what is this? By magnitude, as I said already, these two angles are same thing only, okay. Yes, here also write like tan beta, you will get same answer. You write tan beta, it comes what? Mu only, okay. Yes. So I am saying, simply I am saying, what is the answer? That your angle of repose is simply equal to what? Angle of what? Friction. Numerically they are same thing only, okay. Yes, in both cases you write tan theta or you write tan alpha or beta, doesn't matter, both are simply mu only, that's all. Correct? Okay. Okay. These are two definitions. Now I will do few things which they ask in exam, like this thing I will do. With friction force, what is easier method? Suppose you want to move a body, what is easier? You should pull that body or you should push that body? That you want to understand. Okay, first we talk about what? Pulling. Let's see how to pull a body. This is your body. Place on a rough surface and this horizontal line, you apply force here like at some angle F. Let's call this angle theta. So what other force acting? mg downward, normal reaction and upward, and friction force will act in what? Opposite direction, because it's moving body in that direction, and mass of this body let's call m. So we are interested in knowing that whether it's pushing is easier or pulling. That depends on how much frictional force is acting. In which case the friction force is what? Less. This case or that case, that will be what? Easier. Okay, let's find. Frictional force formula is what? Mu into what? N. That's the main formula. Frictional force is what? Mu into N. So you have to find normal reaction. So what is normal reaction equation? Look here. Look at vertical direction. Upward is what? N force plus component of F in what? Vertical direction. They become F sine theta is equal to what? Downward what? Mg. So normal reaction becomes what here? mg minus f sine theta. Okay. So from first you can see what is the frictional force acting in this case? Mu into mg minus f sine theta. This is the frictional force acting in that case, right? Okay. This is what pulling. Now let's push that body, then what will happen? So same body is placed on that same surface and we apply some force here like this. We are pushing F we applied here, again same angle theta, correct. So here mg acting vertically downward, normal reaction upward, and friction force we act in that direction because again we are moving that direction only, okay, opposite to the motion. Just here we are pulling by suppose you have attached a string to the here and you are pulling, here you are pushing it, okay, yes. Angle I am saying theta, same exactly with horizontal. In this case again what is the frictional force? Let's write Fr is what? Mu into N, correct, frictional force. Yes, I need again N. So what is N here? Look here, vertical force N, and this component of this force now becomes what? Downward, because this force acting like that way, so this component becomes what? Downward. So listen carefully, this is downward, so N will be equal to what? Mg plus F sine theta. This you have to understand. In this case, when I took the component of this force in upward direction, it becomes what? Vertical component, because force applying like that way. So I wrote N plus F sine theta is equal to what? Mg. But in this case, this component becomes what? Downward. So N will be equal to downward F sine theta plus what? Mg. So in this case, frictional force becomes mu into normal reaction. So normal reaction becomes what? Your mg plus F sine theta. Now if you watch these equations carefully, you will see that frictional force is what? More in this case, because here is like minus sign, here is a plus sign. So here frictional force is what? Bigger, correct. So what is easier? Pulling is always easier, right? Pulling is easier than what? Pushing. That we are telling by calculating the frictional force acting on the body. Less the frictional force, easy to move that body, right? Okay, now we are doing a very important point. That's called acceleration of body on a rough inclined surface. What will be the acceleration of the body when the body is moving what? Say downward first, okay, down. So this is some body, this is some inclined surface and some mass is placed here, right, of value m. This angle say theta. Okay, yes, we are interested in knowing that if this body is sliding downward along this inclined surface, then what will be the acceleration, right? Right now if you remember that we have learned two things already. Suppose you drop a body freely falling, then what is the acceleration? G simply, right? If you drop a body just, okay, is freely falling, so acceleration of the body will be what? G in that case, right? Let me write here. Okay, what's that? Suppose you drop a body freely, is falling freely, what is the acceleration of this body? G. Then you put this body on an inclined surface here without friction, like we have learned last topic. Without friction, what is the acceleration here? A become what? Simply G sine theta, component of G along that direction, G sine theta. Now here the same incline only with friction is there, then the acceleration will change. So how much that comes? Let's see. Okay, let's write what forces are acting. This is your mg sine theta, right? That is your mg cos theta, that's what your mg, that is angle theta. Okay, this is a normal reaction and the friction force will act upward, correct, F, because we are sliding downward, so friction force acting upward, and this body is what? Accelerating, we calling acceleration A, which you have to calculate. Just a body is placed here, we not applying any other force, okay, yes. So suppose this angle is sufficient to slide this body downward and the body sliding downward, then what is the acceleration of this body? This we want to calculate, okay. So let's write equation. One equation perpendicular to this plane, so that become n should be equal to what? Simply mg cos theta, equation 1. That equation, okay, yes. Now along the surface we are writing, correct. So just like we wrote ABD equations, net force is equal to ma, same thing we are doing only. This is sliding downward means this force is big, so mg sine theta minus opposite force is what? Friction, Fr is equal to what? M into what? A, correct, yes. Okay, let's put value of frictional force. Frictional force is what? Mu into n, this is equation 2, and frictional force we know is what? Simply mu into what? N. Now, that value you have to put here. Okay, so I am writing this again, mg sine theta, correct. Frictional force is what mu into n, and v is what, this much, mg cos theta. So I am writing mu mg cos theta is equal to what, ma. M you can cancel everywhere. So a you got simply what, if you watch carefully, g sin theta minus mu g cos theta. That's the acceleration of the body, and is very very important. You should remember it carefully. Okay. So once more, watch it. When you freely dropping a body, what is the acceleration? Simply g. When you put the same body on an incline and there is no friction, then it's sliding downward, what is the acceleration? A is what, simply g sin theta. And now friction is there, then become g sin theta minus mu g cos theta, right? It's going step by step. Yes. So when a body is moving downward, this is the acceleration of the body. So very very important, I am telling you, okay? Please remember this. Okay. Then some additional question they can ask is what? Like question number 1, they can ask you that what is the minimum force required to stop this body there, so that this body doesn't move. So first question like this one, minimum force required to make to keep block stationary, so that this block doesn't slide down. What is minimum force? You have to apply an upward force, we have to apply. Let me draw a picture here. So same block only, you have to apply a force here like that by F, right? So how much their minimum force we need is simply what? This is acceleration means ma, that's called net force, right? So this much force we have to apply. So what is the value of F? That much you can write, this acceleration you can write that much, okay? It becomes mg sin theta minus mu mg cos theta. This much force we have to apply if you don't want this body to slide down, you want to keep it stationary, right? Yeah, because this is simply your net force ma, that's your net force. So this much force you have to apply, F equal to that term mg sin theta minus mu mg cos theta, so that your body doesn't slide down, correct? Now opposite of this, if you want to move this body upward, then how much force we need to apply, correct na? Yes. Or okay, that question I do later. First this question we do, that suppose you are dragging this body upward, you fire this body with some velocity, then it will de-accelerate. The body's velocity will reduce when you are firing from ground, like from here you fire the body upward with some velocity, then velocity of this body will reduce, that's called de-acceleration or retardation. So what I can write question like this one, retardation or you say de-acceleration of a block projected upward, correct na? If you fire this upward, then what is the retardation? So exactly same thing only you do, I am writing directly answer here, but how we do, same procedure exactly. It's moving upward, so it's what, de-accelerating what, upward. It's not accelerating, it's what, when we fire upward it will not de-accelerate. So what will happen, only this thing will change this answer, this acceleration, retard, or what you call it, retardation will be simply equal to what, g sin theta plus mu g cos theta, this will come. Only what, in this formula, plus sign will come here, that's all. This is what, when you are firing a body upward, and it will retard, then what is retardation, that's the answer comes. So you can calculate this answer like same step what I wrote, same way you would write, just force equation you would write here, you will get the same answer. Okay. So this is what acceleration of a block on an inclined surface. If you are moving downward, this acceleration, if you want to fire it upward, then what is the acceleration? So plus and minus, that's the difference here, give attention, okay? Yes. And this question, what is the minimum force required to keep this block stationary? So it will equal to simply that ma force means this much, correct? Okay, this also done. Then okay, so now what we do, we do some numerical, okay, based on these ideas. Okay, look at this example, a 2 kg body slides down on incline of 30 degree and mu is given what, root 3 by 2. Find the force to be applied so that block moves downward without any acceleration. How much force should be applied so that block moves downward without any acceleration? Acceleration is given what, 0, like here acceleration was there, we calculated here, right? That time is given 0. Okay, let me draw the picture first. Diagram will look like that way. Suppose this angle some theta and body is placed here. Okay, what forces are acting? Mg sin theta here okay, mg here, mg cos theta here, this angle again angle theta, this is what normal reaction, and we are applying a force here, correct, force to be applied so that block moves downward without any acceleration, right, correct, okay, this body is moving downward, so friction force will act what, upward, this is the direction of what, frictional force Fr, right, yes, okay, so we have to find the force applied, so let's write the equation here. What is the equation here? Okay, look in this question, I wrote a simple, that's our acceleration is what, not there, it moves without any acceleration, right, or they can give some acceleration also A, no problem. Okay, so let's write along the incline I'm writing equation, what are the force acting downward, one F, one mg sin theta, so F plus mg sin theta, this force downward, mg downward, and opposite force is what, friction, minus F R is equal to what, 0, because not accelerating, otherwise if accelerating they will write what, this is equal to what, ma, net force, right, yes, okay, so we have to find what is that force, simply F becomes what, this term goes other side, so it becomes Fr minus mg sin theta, correct. Now what is frictional force, okay, let's write other equation, n will be equal to what, simply your mg cos theta. Then frictional force is what, mu into n, we know, right, so let's put it here, friction force is what, always mu into n is given that here, so become mu mg cos theta minus mg sin theta, correct, okay, so to make calculation simple you can take mg common, mg mu cos theta minus what, sin theta, okay, let's put the value, mass is given how much, 2 kg, okay, and g we calling what, 10, so it become what, 20, mu is already given root 3 by 2, and cos theta, cos angle is given what, 30 degree, cos 30 means what, root 3 by 2, minus sin theta means what, 1 by 2, so this become how much, root 3 becomes what, 3, 2 into 4, so this becomes 20 into 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2, correct. Root 3 becomes 3 and 2 into is what, 4, okay, so 4 you take LCM, then 4 goes one time and they go, so 3 minus what, 2 is equal to 1 by 4 and that 20, so this becomes what, 5 Newton, how much is it coming, F is coming around 5 Newton, correct, approximately, yes. Now listen carefully, suppose they ask that opposite of this, how much force required to move this block upward without any acceleration or with acceleration also, same question, then I am not solving, I am just writing equation how it look. Suppose I ask this question that force required to move upward with acceleration or without acceleration. Without acceleration means right, net force is equal to what, 0, with acceleration net force is equal to what, ma, okay, say without any acceleration, okay. You want to move same body upward, then how the equation will look, just what will change here, this, okay, these two force will change, force you are applying here F, so that body moves what, upward, your body moving upward, so friction force will act what, downward, this is Fr, downward direction, so here you want to write equation how it looks, look here, friction force downward, mg sin theta downward, so Fr plus mg sin theta is equal to what, F, correct, or F will be equal to mg sin theta is okay, frictional force, again frictional force is what, mu into n is again equal to what, mg sin theta, so this will become mu mg cos theta, so this equation will come, look here minus came if you see carefully, right, and here plus came, so these are nothing but these things only if you watch carefully. You are moving downward, what is the acceleration of the body, this much, if you want to find force equal to ma, so this equation only I wrote here if you watch carefully, you are moving what, sliding downward first case, what answer came here, watch this answer carefully, this answer, this is nothing but what, that one only, correct, you want to stop or it's moving, then no acceleration, how much force required, or when you are moving upward, then you see retardation this much, that same thing came here, this acceleration into m, that become force, that is what here, this equation is what here, that's the acceleration, that's the force, just you multiply mass there, correct, okay. Let's see one more example like this way, Sometimes what they do, no, when they give this type of picture, some easy equation only, but they don't give what directly this angle. Okay, they give in terms of what slope. Correct. Let's say that a body start sliding downward down an incline when its slope is 1 in 4, say, like this they will say. They will not give directly angle, they will give slope. A body starts sliding down an incline when the slope is what? 1 in 4. What's the meaning of this? 1 in 4 means what? When this side is what? When you're going 1 meter upward, this side becomes 4 meter. This is the meaning of slope. Slope of this plane is what? 1 in 4 means this is like suppose 1 meter, then that become what? 4 meter. This is your angle theta. That's the meaning of what? Slope. Like 1 in 4, 1 in 15, something will be given to you. 2 in 3. Okay. Yeah. It means what? When suppose this side is 1 meter, then that side become what? 4 meter. So here what you have to find? Find coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction, suppose you have to find mu. Then we know mu is nothing but what? Simply tan theta. Correct. And in this triangle, what is tan theta? So tan theta means you need that side. So you can use our Pythagoras theorem. So this simply becomes what? This root 16 minus what? 1 and root 15. So become root 15, right? This side we know, we have found this side. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is what your tan theta perpendicular by is 1 by what? Root 15. So mu also what? That one, 1 by root 15. Correct. This has what? No unit. Correct. Yes. Because mu is equal to tan theta. Theta has mathematical functions as what? No dimension, that we have learned in the first chapter. Okay.